So Sue is just sitting pretty on his economic and army lead, as it were, overall. He is gonna have to deal with the DTs when they come, but he's already on it. He started spore crawlers in each of his mineral lines, and stats is just getting his pollen now. Don't really know what stats, or Sue rather, saw that told him. Okay. He's probably just said to himself, there's nothing here, so your money had to go somewhere. Since it doesn't look like Stargate, well, actually, it could be Stargate. So, it doesn't matter. Whether it's Stargate or DTs, this is the correct response. So, low gateway count implies I don't need, like, roaches. I just need spore crawlers. Now, he's gonna need a little bit of an army in order to do damage, because last I checked, spore crawlers don't shoot down. And maybe a good drone surround on the spore crawler. They can all be tree huggers for a day. What was that?
Nothing.
Okay. Three DTs are going to waltz into the third. There is a spore crawler present and a queen, but oh, now the lings are here, so that's kind of nice timing. DTs are going to realize they're not going to get to the spore crawler in reasonable time frame. They're going to cut their way out of this and try the natural now, where there are two queens. There's only one queen in the main. It's gonna try the natural first, at least. Queens are nicely on hold position. Okay. Usually you see that on ramps, but that was lined up well. So more good micro from Sue. And, I mean, he's just denying stats any way to recover his economic loss. This queen is in position, so if the spore crawler grants detection and stays up, then he'll be fine. Maybe he can get the roach warren? I'm not sure if that's in... You can see that. How far does that thing give him vision? Oh, wow. So there's nothing out of his vision that can be picked off, I don't think. Yeah, those TTs are not going to pay for themselves. I'm sorry. Especially with that Overseer coming out now. He's just gonna send his DTs home. Maybe he'll keep one at the 4th, and the other 2 he'll turn into an Archon. Or maybe he'll just divide them up between the possible 4th locations. I mean, there's not much that they're really going to accomplish for him anymore. They're gonna try the third again, but it's kind of pointless. Yeah, that's how you defend against a Protoss. Because this would have also defended against an Oracle. I mean, unless it was heavy gateway pressure, this would have been fine. And then heavy gateway pressure, I mean, even heavy gateway pressure, that the Lings would theoretically be able to hold until now, where the army swells. That's the theory. Whether or not that might be. Personally, I find that's the hardest one to execute for the Zerg player. Granted, I don't play Zerg as my main. So he's gonna bring 2 D2s home, and then we'll keep this third one here. And yes, they will form an Archon. So he will have some splash damage, at the very least. But he definitely did not get his money's worth from those DTs yet. They still have the chance to redeem themselves, but that's unlikely. Drone will be picked off before he gets to the 4th base location, and then this DT will die. So, yeah. All in all, that ends the DT threat. Su can take his 4th now, as the Protoss is taking his 3rd. Not exactly what you want, but I mean, it's better than the Zerg being on 5 bases? Like last game? Anyways, let's take a let's assess the situation here. We have 55 workers for stats, and a army of 28. He is getting a good number of gateways now, as well as a robo finally. So he's probably gonna transition into Colossus immediately after getting that robo, and play a standard Protoss versus Zerg style. Su, on the other hand, is at 67 workers. So he is fully saturated across his 3 bases, and he's taking his 4th now. We will see if he continues to drone or pours into his army. He does have a slight army lead at 39, but it is not like it's going to challenge a Photon Overcharge Archon and good number of sentries. Unless, I mean, I guess in theory he could break down the rocks, force a Photon Overcharge here, then swing around to the 3rd. But that's ambitious. These Lings are going to, oh, I guess he could do it the other way. That would be a little less difficult. Minimally. First, force the Photon Overcharge at the 3rd. He sees it's completely up and decides not to risk it, though. And it's not really Su's style. He likes to just macro, really. Can you provide an estimate for Fueled by Ramen?
I don't know without knowing. I looked up how many games are in this series.
What was that?
I looked up how many games are in this series.
Oh, okay. These things are gonna find this pylon. And they will shut it down. And it's just more standard PvZ. I mean, the 4th is just about done for soon. Gonna take his gases now and transfer some drones. Changeling dies. No, that was not Odo. Relax. It's kind of funny. Changelings in StarCraft are so weak compared to changelings in DS9. You know what changelings in StarCraft remind me of? The Spy in Stratego.
Oh, good point.
What is this? He's gonna position himself in the mineral line. Activates the photon overcharge. Hallucinated phoenixes are going to pretend to attack the Mutalisk. They're not going to buy it because the Overseer is right there telling him it's not real. Oh man. It's funny though. I actually played a game where I scared off a Mutalisk player with hallucinated phoenixes. It's like, hello, you're not taking damage. Like, I had no anti-air. Maybe I had one phoenix eventually. One real phoenix. ASL Challenger League is going on right now. For those of you wondering. Another changeling is gonna move around, and he will try these rocks now. And it's not like there's the glaive is actually bouncing off of the rocks and onto the stalkers. It's kind of funny. He blinks back his stalker because of the glaive. I like that. He leaves the rocks with minimal health so he can knock them down at a later date. Come in. It's gonna go back to the third. Put some pressure on. This War Prism is here. Ready to put on some harass, but it has nothing in it and is not in phase mode either, so it's going to be delayed. Cannons are not done yet. So that must be annoying. He loses one before it even completes.